What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? Jesus Christ. I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared. You wasn't thinking that would happen and be the outcome, but that really was the outcome. And that's just. Oh. We back for another episode review of Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 4, Episode 5, The Nail That Sticks Up. Like, all right. And I should have known. And this, whenever you see an episode of a show or whatever, and they start talking or start off or they do flashbacks about a specific character, especially one that we haven't really seen, you should already know that's foreshadowing as to what's about to happen. And yeah. So the episode starts off right. It starts off and we get a little backstory on Famous because, again, last week they kept on talking about, for this whole past 3 episodes, they've been trying to find Famous, okay? Famous keep on being mentioned. And they don't know where he's at. The last time we seen Famous, he was at the police station. They did try to get him for, shooting that guy in the hallway. They was trying to get him to snitch and everything else on Kanan and all that stuff. I don't believe that he did so. And so he tried to tell Kanan what was up. Kanan really wasn't feeling him and was icing him out and being real mean to him or whatever just because he got caught by the police, but he wasn't snitching on him. And then, he got his little thing going with the music and that was cool and everything. And next thing you know, he disappeared. We thinking he skipped town. Baby, he ain't skipped town. They thought he was out there in California with his sister. Sis said, listen, I came here, went back out there. I ain't seen that boy. We don't know where he at. Then this episode comes up. You got Detective Garcia hemming up Kanan in the other episode, just trying to say what Famous said, and all this stuff and woo. Listen, I knew Kanan didn't do nothing to Famous because regardless of how he feel about him, that was his day one, okay? And again, he wouldn't have did anything too Famous because not only was that his day one, that was also Juke's day one too. And them 3 was tight like that, okay? They was a core. And so therefore, it would have hurt Juke, and Kanan ain't really trying to hurt Juke like that, okay? So the better thing for him to do was to just distance himself from Famous, not kill him, right? Or even fuck him up, you know what I'm saying? But you got Detective Garcia just being an asshole, and it just really made me so mad because the way that he treated his mama. Famous mama is coming down there to the police station in present day on the show and saying, my son is missing. My son has not been seen in months. You told me once I brought my son down here to talk to y'all asses. And then he did it. I haven't seen him in a couple of days. You said wait 4 days. I come back in 4 days. I still don't see him. You say come back in 2 weeks if I don't see him. I still don't see him. You say come back in 2 months. It's been 4. Okay? And then Detective Garcia just like, I mean, at this point, your son ain't ran away. I mean, your son ain't missing or whatever. Your son just ran away. He probably ran away from trying to get caught up in this whole situation because they know that we after him and all that stuff or whatever. And she was like, my son would not run away. And he said, well, what you need to talk about and talk to is Kanan Stark. And here's the thing. Like, the way that he was so nonchalant about that, this is a grieving mother. Okay, this is how I tell that he ain't got kids either, and if he do, he ain't shit. You could put that to the side, and it pisses me off because to this day in 2025, you still got police in the way that they do people that are suspected to have to have ran away or not necessarily run away, who are missing. If somebody is calling a police station and coming up there to the police station and tell you that a relative, a child, a person, whoever, what, no matter the age, they have not seen them in a minute, and this is not like them, they are not known to just pick up and run away from something or whatever, go ahead and put out a report and say that they missing. Don't say, oh, because they this age, they probably just ran away, we can't do nothing about it. Especially when it comes to adults. They be like, well, they're adults, so they can't do nothing about it. They could just, go on their free will and then find out that they dead. Because you ain't take it serious. That detective, he pissed me off so bad because you can't even put your vendetta against Kanan and this work shit or whatever to the side and be there and be sympathetic to a grieving ass mama who don't know where her child at. Okay? Like, she's coming down here to y'all. And then we get this little backstory of basically he grew up in an abusive household. Girl, that pissed me off. As soon as the episode come on, you see Lil Famous, aka Sean, Lil Sean get his ass beat. Okay, the daddy or whoever the fuck it is, Louise, he getting his ass beat because he said, where my money? Where my stuff at? The little boy look like he probably 9 years old? And you beating the shit out of him. I mean, kicking the dog shit out of him. And of course, the mama trying to intervene. Mama Bear come through. She gonna take those lickings, takes those hitting. Jessica try to hide him in this room or whatever until it was all over. Then, the mama comes in there in pain, trying to sneak out the house with the baby and him, Jessica, to go to a shelter. Now, at first, everything was cool, but of course, Famous had to go back up in there to get his toy, and then he get caught. And, the daddy like, where y'all going? All this stuff or whatever. And so, mama had to come up in there and knock that motherfucker out and stab him in the side, okay? They wind up having to go to a shelter. And, she just like, at the end of the day, we ain't got nothing no more. And Famous was like, you got us, okay? This is material. You got us. You got our lives. Our lives are still here, and that's just what it is. And she was able to rebuild. She was able to go back and get her own place, whatever. Famous found a dog on the street. I said, now, hold up. Get that mangy mutt out the goddamn house and let's take it to the vet. Okay? I hope they took it to the vet. All right? Because, it is New York. New York is just like Chicago, baby. We don't take animals off the streets and just bring them into the house like that. We take them off the street and we call animal care. Or we'll just, get them down there to the vet. Baby, don't bring that shit up in the house, okay? Because, you don't know what you're bringing. Go get the baby checked out, and then you bring him back. But it was great that he did. Kids are kids. They're just so sympathetic. They're so, oh my God, it's an animal. He don't have anybody. Can we keep him? And I already named him, and he knows this. Okay. And so Mama said, cool. And then we fast forward to the end of the episode. I'm just going to go ahead and get Famous out the way because that really upsetted me. After the way that Detective Garcia treated Mama Olga, because that's her name, Mama Olga Figueroa, treated her. And then so she went over there to talk to Kanan and Juke, or at least had Juke and Kanan come over there to her place. And they was talking to her. They was like, listen, bro, no, Miss Figueroa, we wouldn't have did. Now, I don't know nothing about what's going on with Kanan, with Sean. Famous ain't been seen. I've been trying to find him. We don't know what's going on. And Juke even was like, and I feel like this was really softened it up for her because Juke said, listen, I know who Famous is, but Famous will never just leave like that. He will never leave without telling nobody. And we've been worried about him as well. So she was a more softener to let her know that, listen, we ain't got nothing to do with this. At least Kanan don't have anything to do with it. And even Kanan said, who told you to ask this? Which detective? And she said Detective Garcia. And he told him, yeah, that bitch is lying. Okay, and he been trying to get people and all this stuff, so don't even don't pay attention to what the hell he's saying, because whatever he's saying is not true. And so, they had to leave because they get a phone call. But then later on in the episode, we see this little boy going to a bodega, right? He up there stealing food. Let me tell you something, y'all. if you, I shouldn't say this because you shouldn't be stealing. But with the way these tariffs is going up, times is hard, okay? But I'm gonna tell you this. If you gonna steal, please teach your kids. I mean, I shouldn't even be saying this. Y'all gotta get a poker face, okay? Y'all gotta know how to go into the store or go into wherever you is and have a regular face, okay? And not be so suspicious, all right? The little boy, it was just so suspicious. He was so goddamn scared. He probably was just really hungry. He was really thirsty, okay? He went up in there, but you had some nice shoes on, okay? But you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you just don't really want to pay. Been there, done that. I don't do it no more, but you know, when we kids, you do some things that you ain't supposed to do. Like I said, I ain't never been caught. I got accused. We ain't gonna go there. I ain't gonna go there. I got racially profiled at the corner store. And they had got their ass kicked out, bitch, just because of it. Oh, that was a time. That was a time. You don't come on my motherfucking block and then gonna try to accuse. Bitch. Anyway, I'll tell that story for another day. But this little boy actually did steal. He got bumped and the man was looking at him, right? The clerk at the bodega, the owner, he was looking at him and he got bumped by this other dude, and the drink that he had up in his coat, he had it in his coat like this. I said, you wanted to get caught. You wanted to get caught. You know, he was very much just like Troy off of Crooklyn when she got caught stealing. And so the bodega guy, I said, first of all, Mr. Bodega Man, for this to be your bodega, you're doing a whole lot of running and shit. Like, who is in charge while you out here running over trying to chase this little boy for a little drink, for a little juice? Baby, what? I mean, ran him down the block, around the corner, into an abandoned building. He had it behind a dirty ass couch, and then he sees something that just took his breath away and shocked the fuck out of him. I said, what did we see? Girl, a hand under a dirty ass mattress. They pour that mattress up, and I said, oh my God, it's famous. Because I saw the skin, the hand color. I said, oh, Lord have mercy. Next thing you know, we see Olga at the police station, at the morgue with Detective Garcia. And he was like, yeah, this your son. You know, it's no doubt that this is him. We don't want you to really see it, but you know, and you get the dental records, I'm pretty sure to say that that's him. And she was like, I want to see my son. Give her an award. Give her an award. I don't know. Do you need to give her a Latin Grammy, a Latin Emmy? I don't know what the hell you need to give her, but give her a fucking award. Because Miss Olga played that role down. Because when I say I felt all the emotions that she felt as a mama, and I ain't even a goddamn mama, bitch. Listen, when they pulled his body out that morgue drawer and poured that sheet up, and the way she went from just like, I want to see my son. You see how my face just clear? And the way, the terror, the pain, the grief, the oh my... It was like 15,000 emotions went through her, and I just said, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, Famous is really dead. They killed him. Who did it? Or did he do it himself? But then again, somebody else did it, because why would he be hidden underneath that mattress? Why would he be hidden underneath a dirty ass mattress? He didn't put himself underneath there, okay? And I was just like, oh my God. And then for 50 to come in, because you know I really don't give a damn. I'm just like Rocks, baby. I don't give a damn about 50, Big Kanan doing the narration and stuff. Girl, we don't need all that. Okay, sir, just get to the show. But this time, I was okay with it, because now we get to his psyche and how he finna be rolling. Now he really finna be cold-blooded. This is why, you know, he named his first son, well, his only kid. That's why he named him after Sean, his best friend. And he was like, you want me to say that he wasn't built for this? No, I ain't gonna say that. That was my nigga, okay? And that pain gonna hurt, and it's always gonna hurt. Baby, Lil Kanan got that phone call, and he was like, what? What you mean? Okay? And he was like, man, get the fuck. And he threw that phone against that wall, and then he went over there. He saw Famous tape. He sat down on that couch, and I said, damn, Lil Kanan, I didn't even know you had emotions like that. The way he broke down without really, Oh, I said, you know what? That was some pain shit, bitch. You know when that pain go through your body and it just had you convulsing all on the couch and just going, you just don't know how. R.I.P. to our nigga, famous, not famous. I ain't really like it when you was saying nigga and all that, but you know what? At this point in time, you not here no more. So R.I.P. to our nigga. You was a real one. You was a real one. The streets need a body, and it got yours. Now it's war for Kanan. Kanan finna go out, and Lulu finna come back. Yes! I mean, no, that's sad, but yes at the same time. Because I need Lou to pick up a gun. I'm so sorry. I really need him to go out there and do some stuff, okay? That's cute or whatever, this little music shit that he doing. That's nice because, again, hip-hop in the street goes hand-in-hand for the most part. I mean, we just got to be serious about it and real about it. It does. And so that's why they showing us, Lou, he didn't want to really be in the streets no more. So now he on the street, he in the streets of the A&R and the music business. That's what he's doing. So he out scouting with Imani, looking at new R&B, well, not R&B acts, trying to get some more hip hop acts or whatever. The first group that they saw, or this one guy he saw, he was like, his shit is dated. Then they see the token white boy up there. It was like, yeah, I like his shit or whatever, and then it's come to an issue that it's probably going to be hard trying to get him because his mama is, the head of his career, and she's a lawyer at this big top law firm, and, she went to school with him. Went to school with the girl, so she know how she work and they work or whatever. So it's a possibility she can probably get a little talk in or whatever. Then it was this group they went to go see in this apartment, and he was like, okay, they good, they could rap or whatever. Next thing they know, Imani said, well, fuck that shit. You want to go get a drink later? He said, I don't drink. And she was like, okay, well, come over to my crib and let's go look at some vinyls. You know what? That shit would have got me. I would have knew what was up, but that would have got me too, because I would have really been just like Lou after we fucked. So, about the vinyls, let me see what's going on. She said, bitch. That's just the line that I use to get people over to my crib, and it works. He was like, people. He was like, nah, just you, bitch. Not too many people, just you. I said, all right. Because next thing you know, we seeing 4 areolas and 4 nipples. And they was the same colors. And I was just like, I like that. 2 niggas with black nipples. That was great. That was a great shot. I said, all right. And then she was like, well, let me ask you this. I want my mama to stop sending me stuff from Facebook. I really do want my mama to stop sending me stuff from Facebook. Because, girl, I don't even be on Facebook. Why you keep on sending me links from Facebook? She sends me YouTube shorts and everything. And at this point in time, girlfriend, please. Okay, give me a break. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, she asked him about, so the people were saying that, you were still fucking around with Jessica. You used to go with famous sister Jessica. And he said, why you asking about that? Because that's what the people say. The people say a lot of shit. You get it from the source. Because she was like, listen, bitch, I ain't trying to fuck around with no nigga that's up there fucking around with somebody else. And he said, when that's over, that's done with. And they went for a round through. She said, bitch, can you get it back up? I said, you know what? Imani, I like you. I like you. I really do. But Lulu finally got him some sex. Good. It's good for him. Meanwhile, on the other end, let me tell you something. Jukebox, I told y'all. Marvin over there trying to get his, get his little wound because dude cut him the day before when they went over there to Myra's husband place or whatever. He cut him on the arm. So they trying to, stitch up his arm or whatever, change his bandages and all that stuff. Woo. And he asking Juke, because Juke was helping him. He asking her like, hey girl, you okay? Because like, how you feel after everything that happened? She was like, I'm good. He was like, because this stuff probably give you nightmares and all this stuff, whatever. She was like, nah, shit, I'm good. And I'm just sitting there. He was like, damn, the army must have, what the fuck the army do to you? And it was like, it ain't the army. Oh, girl, what the fuck? It ain't the army, girl. It's life. It's what I've been seeing in the hood, okay? It's what y'all been already putting me over, so this ain't nothing new. She's desensitized to it, and she's okay with it, and she's a killer. We gave birth. We saw her origin story, okay? That first body, I told you you got to go back to the end of the episode for last week when they was leaving out after they ran whatever, and she was in that car. She wasn't shocked by that little smirk came on her face. Yeah, she was cool with it. I said, all right, Juke. Come on, killer Juke. I mean, that ain't nothing to be, but in this case, killer Juke. All right. Marvin looking like, ain't this about a bitch? What the fuck did I just do? Yeah, okay. Meanwhile, she have a sit down with Myra. Myra was like, Mara, her name is Mara, not Myra. Mara, Mara. Girl, she said, that's such an old lady name. Is it people named Mara these days? Is it people named Myra these days? I really be wanting that. But yeah, she was like, so basically nobody over there knew what happened. They said it was a robbery attempt and he got killed in the process. And Juke did ask that they see who did it or whatever. They was like, no, it's a quiet neighborhood. Everybody mind their own business or whatever. So nobody know nothing that happened. So basically they got away with murder, which it was self-defense, if you ask me. And so therefore, Juke is trying to act like she concerned and she don't know what's happening. But see, here go Myra. Myra gonna say, now I know I shouldn't ask, but I need to ask you this, Juke. Juke said, now hold the fuck up. Now, I know you ain't finna ask me that I had something to do with his death. She was like, I mean, you asked me what his address was, and then the next day, all of a sudden, he dead. And she was like, I asked you what his address was just in case something happened to you and I know where to go to, because he probably got you over there. And she was like, oh, okay. But you know what? I ain't really mean to piss you off by that, but at the end of the day, listen, I ain't even said that the nigga gone, because actually, I didn't get in the best sleep that I've ever gotten in the past few years, okay? And I said, yeah, thank Juke for that. I said, Juke about to get them draws. Juke is about to get that coochie, and I'm happy for her. With all the shit that she been going through, she deserves a little poontang, okay? Meanwhile, let me tell you something. The grandmama, when they was over there, Juke was over there with Kanan at Olga's house, famous mamas. Kanan get a phone call, or he get a phone call, and basically saying that, something happened to grandma. They go over there to the grandma house. Grandma had failed, right? And so they wind up taking her to the hospital. And at first, grandma was like, bitch, I'm not trying to go to the hospital because, or take the ambulance because ain't nobody finna pay for that. Ain't nobody finna pay for that. Who finna pay for that? I said your drug dealing grandson to pay for it. So girl, take your ass to the hospital. He got the money. And we'll talk about that in a second. He got the money. But they went on ahead and took her to the hospital and wound up calling everybody. They did call Rock. And I like that misdirect that they put, because you see that Rock had got a phone call when she was coming out of Quan's office. Oh, Quan is a bitch, okay? Coming out of Quan's office or whatever. And we thinking that she finna go down there to the hospital. Oh, absolutely not. She went down there to talk to the other guy from the other drug dealer from Afghanistan. That's where he from. And basically to tell him, listen, put this deal in motion right about now, because Rock went over there to go talk to Quan, and Quan cut her off. Let me tell you something, Quan, you are beside yourself. You and your little coiffed ass hair. Let me ask you this. Look at Quan and look at Marvin. Don't they look familiar and similar? They look like they could be black cousins, black and Asian cousins. They look like brothers, and they look the same. They look the fuck the same. I said something about him. He looked like Marvin. Okay? But, it is what it is. Quan cut her off because she decided not to pay that 20% increase. And she was like, no, bitch, you up here playing games, and I'm not the one to play games. You the one that agreed to that. I didn't. And he was like, you know what? See, I talked to your son. And see, this is why I did business with Unique, okay? It was because that white boy looked like Logic. And if you know who the rapper Logic is, y'all know he be having identity struggles. At least the people be saying that nigga is white. He want to put out there that he half, but baby, all right. You look like a white passing black for me. But anyway, yeah, he gonna say, at least Unique, I knew what I was dealing with. He loyal and all this stuff. You ain't loyal, you ain't this and you ain't that. I talked to your son and blah, 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 blah. And therefore, I'm cutting the faucet off on you. I'm telling Stefano that, we ain't doing nothing no more. And I was just like, Quan, all right. And see, that's the thing I told you. He about to try to take advantage of Kanan. Okay, and that's just what it really is. That's just what it really is. Because Kanan is not giving him no resistance at this point. Rock is, because she's smart. She sees what's going down. Kanan is too eager to get stuff happening. You know what I'm saying? And so, therefore, to make his own step in who he is in this business or whatever. So, he gonna do whatever he got to do to, step outside his mama's shadow, right? And so, I really feel like Quan is about to take advantage of that. And they already went over there to try to talk to Terry and them. And because they stuff is, the supplies is drying up. They not shipping nothing out. Marvin had to go talk to Terry because they talked to the brother. The brother was doing too much. I don't know why y'all was trying to play with them. Terry got yoked up by Marvin. He basically was saying, I don't give a fuck. And I had forgot the reason why that they got involved with Terry and his little brother is because Terry, they weren't gonna go ahead and work with them in the first place, okay? But see, Marvin blackmailed him because he set him up with this girl to make it seem like he was cheating on his wife, which he was, and took pictures of it, right? Took pictures of. And he said, listen, at this point in time, I don't give a fuck if you blackmailing me. You can show my mama, you can tell my wife the pictures and all of that. I would rather get a divorce than get, keep with this shit. Okay? I ain't trying to come up dead. And I was like, that's because you ain't never died before. What are you talking about? And Terry got real bold. Terry was like, nigga, F that. Man, I'll go to the cops if I got to. And I don't even know why you mentioned that. Because at that point in time, Marvin said, I'm done playing. I'm done playing with you, and popped him 3 times. Pop, pop, pop. I said, oh, shit. So now he gone. Everything is just done with. And so that's why Rock had to go down there to tell men, Mr. Afghanistan man, yeah, we need this shit to be popping right now. I don't give a fuck if you said I'm going to call you first or whatever. No, we got to get this on track now. Now, okay? But meanwhile, they over there at the hospital. And basically, Grandma bruised up a little bit. But she in the hospital on morphine and all that stuff or whatever because the cancer is just wreaking havoc on her body. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing they can do. I ain't really like the way the doctor was speaking to him. The doctor was trying to rush them off especially when Marvin showed up. No, when Lou showed up to tell him, because he ain't want to repeat himself. And he was like, you know what, I got some other patients or whatever, but the grandson can tell you what happened and all that stuff. But if you need something else, I got, contact me later, okay? I was like, damn. Basically, Grandma need an at-home nurse, okay? She's at that point where she cannot be by herself, And so, we got that. Lou said, bitch, first of all, I'm not finna do it. I'm not finna do it. And then we get Marvin up there, right? And, Mama is telling Marvin, you really are stronger than what you think you are. I know Raquel probably be making you feel a little less than, but you really are, stronger than what you think you are. Like, you could really be out there doing some things. And I need you to basically take me out, okay? Because ain't nothing here for me. Ain't nothing they could do for me. And I'm tired. I need to go to sleep. He said, go to sleep. She said, no, I'm talking about sleep eternally. And I was like, what? She said, listen, get that little medicine, put a little bit more than I need, and it just take me out. And he was like, well, how the hell am I supposed to get that? She said, I already got it. He said, what? Girl, next thing you know, she at home with the take-home with the at-home nurse. Marvin come up in there. We see him get the medicine and the little syringe, and he was thinking about it. Mama was sitting on the bed, and she was sleeping a little bit. Marvin was thinking about it. He was about to do it. And then he said, nope, can't do it. She opened up her eyes and she said, Get the fuck up out of here, you sorry ass piece of shit. I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You mad because your son won't take you out? Won't give you a mercy killing? Are you serious so that he can have that on his heart? Baby, let me tell you something. I'm pretty sure your hands still work a little bit. The syringe and the medicine right there on the table where he was standing at, and it looked like one of them tables that can move. So you reach your ass over there and you move that thing to you. You do it yourself. If it's that deep, you do it that yourself. Gonna make that man feel bad because he ain't want to kill your ass, and then go say something. Marvin, sorry. Now I was like, now hold on, is she really saying that? Or is this like a side effect of the pain or the dementia coming up or something like that? What's going on? Why is she doing this to him? I felt bad for Marvin. I really did. Meanwhile, Raquel never came down there to see her. Raquel got some other shit going on. Then you got the stuff with Kanan. Kanan over there, he talking to OC little ass. And let me tell you something. I need to understand what's going on with OC. Now, OC seems like he's loyal to Kanan, right? He's asking all these questions about why you're doing this, why you're doing that. I see you're taking some money and you putting it here. What's up with that? It ain't none of my business. He was like, right, it ain't none of your business, okay? And so we see Kanan taking a backpack full of money, and he goes to the storage unit, and there is a trunk in there, and it's a trunk full of goddamn money. And it's like, what is he scheming on top for? So they trying to figure that out. Meanwhile, we see OC walking down the block, and this car pull up, and of course it's Unique. And he gets in the car, and I don't know if it's because of the rough up that happened when Unique came through and stole the money when he broke in, and because OC was opening up the door, and that's how he got in. Not saying that OC let him in. He bombarded himself in there. OC a little guy. So, what could he have done? So at this point, is it that Unique spared his life and basically made it so that OC has to report to him with anything? I hope that's what it is. Because if he's willingly doing this, that's really fucked up. But he wound up telling him, well, Kanan, he's skimming. I don't know what he's doing it for, whatever. Rock is doing this and all this stuff. Woo, woo, woo. Mind you, Unique went over there and talked to old boy that, Salvatore worked with, that his wife told him to go look at, right? And basically was trying to say, Rock out here, Rock was the one that put the hit out on me. Rock wanted to try to have me killed. Try to take my spots or whatever. And then she killed my brother. They was working with each other, all this stuff, and woo, trying to make it sound real bad. Like Rock is out here just wreaking havoc and trying to do shit to him. And old boy said, first of all, I ain't never heard nothing about that black bitch saying nothing. And that's literally what he said. I said, now, excuse me, sir. You didn't have to say all of that. You could have just said, because it takes less words to say, I didn't hear anything about Rock doing any of that, than to say, I ain't hear nothing about that black bitch doing nothing. You know how short that was? I said, why we gotta be so goddamn racist? What the hell? And so, basically, Unique said, now how the fuck you gonna tell me what's going on in Queens? And he said, nigga, I'm in this game, okay? And just because I'm over here, don't mean that I don't have ears and eyes any and everywhere. That's what I'm supposed to do. And so I'm sitting here thinking, okay, now, Unique, listen to what this man is saying. He has not heard or seen Rock do anything of the such of what you're trying to say. But you're not going to hear that. And you want him to come through and to be on your side and help take her out because you feel like, oh, Rock is his enemy because Rock helped take out Salvatore and all of that stuff. And he was like, no, bro, this is not how that's going to work. First of all, you don't even have anybody to help you out. Now, once you get a little army behind you and you get your peoples, then maybe we can talk. But right about now, you can get the fuck out. So, of course, he pissed off about it. Meantime, he keep on leaving money. Every time he take money from Rock and all that stuff, he go take it over to his girl's mama house because that's what she's staying at. It's to the point where the girl confronted Rock in her place, outside her place. She was like, is you sending these money? Because she said, why the fuck would I want to give you money? Okay? And then at the same time, why the hell are you feeling some type of way about free money? Because I would have felt the same way, and I would have answered the same way that she said. Because first of all, ain't no such thing as free money. Second of all, I'm pretty sure you had something to do with him being dead. And she said, first, bitch, I already said I ain't had nothing to do with that nigga dying. And nobody want to fucking believe it. And I want to say, I said, Rob, just fucking say because I love that nigga and we was fucking and he was being my baby daddy. Okay? Why would I want him dead when I loved him? But she ain't want to hurt that lady anymore. You know, Rock can be such a cold-blooded bitch. But she got a soft spot. Because not only did she not want to do that, because yeah, it'll hurt that bitch. It really would hurt. I don't want to call her no bitch because she ain't do nothing. It'll hurt her. It'll hurt her. But also, it'll, you know, probably put it out there and probably like put it down her reputation. Like, oh, you out here fucking a nigga that you supposed to be hating on. That's some weak bitch shit. That's probably what she thinking. So she gonna keep that close to the vest. And she said, bitch, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Now, the whole time, I'm sitting here thinking like, you going around trying to get people on your side. You going around destroying rock stuff or whatever awesome, you know, stuff that you done made up in your head, okay? But at the end of the day, how come when you want to make a comeback, you making a comeback to everybody else except for your son? Take your ass over there and see your son before you get killed for real. And then he's still going to be without a daddy. That's fucked up, Unique. Where are your priorities? Not with your son. I'm sorry. That's literally what it is, okay? But then you got that going on, okay? And we also found out about you know, Rock told Marvin about Andre being dead because the police did come to him. The FBI, whoever the police, they came to Rock and told her last week, you know, that he was gone. And yeah, she said right away, who the fuck did it? Was it a robbery or something? Because it ain't got shit to do with me. We're like, well, bitch, we ain't really saying that you had anything to do with it, but you know, we do got you on the fucking radar because your name always popping up on something. You always into some shit. But she said, you know what? It's cool. He dead. It is what it is. What you want me to do about it? That's basically how she was. I was like, you know what? Hey, you got to keep your composure in front of those police officers or whatever. Can't let them see you slip. But, yeah, did I forget everything? I just can't wait till next week because Kanan finna go cray-cray. Kanan about to go out and he about to just lit everything up. The way that he was crying on that couch, I was just like, oh my God, I really wanted to go over there and hug him. I really did. You know, sometimes you get a soft spot for people. We get Juke. I wonder if Juke and Kanan go and slide for Famous or if it's just going to be Kanan doing it. That's really, really sad. Y'all think OC is being forced to, you know, work with Unique? I think that's really what it is. I don't want nothing to happen to OC little ass. He is actually funny. Because when he got up into that car, he said, nigga, you got, he was like, before he could tell Unique what was up, he said, you got a tissue, you know, hay fever. Unique said, I don't give a fuck about no goddamn what's going on with you. What the fuck is going on? Tell me what's happening out there in the street. And so at this point, he was about to tell her, he was like, you know what? It's more so the mold that be messing me up. OC is so funny. But, yeah, I think, let me go through this. Poor Olga. May Famous rest in peace. Like, we gotta go take a drink out for Famous. That really hurt me. Because Famous really did do nothing. And the way that, and then Olga had to go back home on the goddamn bus. Reminiscing about the last time she saw her son and he came back and anyway, y'all, that was the episode. Y'all tell me how y'all felt about it. R.I.P. Famous. I'm finna go watch Illegal Tender because y'all know Famous played the little boy in Illegal Tender. The little brother. Oh my God. I'll see y'all later. Y'all tell me how y'all feel. Enjoy the rest of y'all week. Peace. Well, it's about to be the weekend. That's what it is. Have a safe weekend. Peace, y'all.